Before Lucenhold had its shining towers and holy banners, the world was a nightmare. Monsters roamed free. Villages burned. There were no kings, no laws, just people trying to stay alive for one more sunrise. Back then, humanity was scattered tribes scraping by, always on the edge of being wiped out. But among all these lost groups, there was one that refused to just wait for a miracle. They decided to make one themselves. These were the warriors who would become the first Aurel bloodline. Nobody remembers their real names anymore. What people do remember is what they found deep under a mountain, in a place no sunlight ever touched. They found something that would change everything. It wasn't a god. It wasn't a miracle. It was a core of pure energy light so bright it scared even the monsters of the abyss. It was hope, but it came with a catch. The light needed a living vessel to survive. No vessel, no light. No sacrifice, no hope. So, the Aurels made a choice. They'd be the guardians of the light, no matter the cost. That's how the Holy Order started. They built their legend from the ground up, telling everyone the light was a blessing from the heavens, a gift only the pure could touch. But the truth, only people with Aurel blood could survive being a vessel, and even then, most of them burned out long before their time. So, they made it a tradition. Every generation, a child was chosen, raised like royalty, praised, loved, and worshipped. But all along, everyone knew how it would end. When the light got hungry, the vessel was sacrificed. Their life kept the light burning. Their death kept the monsters away, or so everyone believed. It wasn't supposed to be cruel. At least, that's the story the Aurels told themselves. Without the light, monsters would come back. Without sacrifice, humanity would fall. So, they kept offering their own blood over and over until it became normal, until it became power. Over time, the order grew stronger. They built cities, raised temples, crowned kings. But with power came something else, fear. If people found out the truth about the light, it'd all come crashing down. So, the order spun a new story. Light is purity, darkness is corruption. Nobles are closer to the light. Commoners are born to serve. Anyone who asked questions, labeled as servants of darkness, punished, erased, forgotten. But not everyone in the Aurel bloodline thought this was right. There were always a few who wondered, was the light really protecting people? Or was it just chaining them? Those who asked too many questions disappeared. Some were exiled. Some were executed. By the time Siren was born, only the purists were left in charge, the ones who believed in order, hierarchy, and control, no matter the cost. But nothing lasts forever. The light started getting weaker, faster than ever before. So, the Aurels got desperate. The old vessels weren't enough anymore. Now, the light wanted something pure, something with a soul powerful enough to keep it burning for centuries. That's why Siren was chosen, and when she died, her little sister Leora was next in line, because the Aurels believed one thing above all else: the light ever died, the world would fall into eternal darkness. But here's the part they never saw coming. Somewhere far from the capital, in a world covered in mist and shadows, a new kind of power was rising. Not a hero, not a savior, someone the world had thrown away, someone who'd lost everything. A vessel not for the light, but for the darkness they'd tried to erase. A power born from grief and betrayal. And for the first time in 2,000 years, the Aurel bloodline is about to face something they can't control. Not just darkness, but judgment.